The city of St. Petersburg is a beautiful place. The warmth, the climate, the connections in community, and the ways that people show up really provide the atmosphere that is best suited for families. And we also know that Florida specifically has been hit hardest in the opiate epidemic, and we're seeing the impact of that even with our smallest children. So in my role, I have an opportunity to help families reconnect with their little ones, reconnect to their communities, and ultimately reconnect for themselves.
This grant services our dependency drug court. I am engaging parents after they have had a removal of their kid. And what I'm doing is trying to see if they might be ready for some treatment. In our specialty court versus a traditional court, there's a lot more support. You know, in addition to just having your dependency case manager, you also have myself, and then I have 2 other counterparts. We know that substance abuse cases do tend to be a little bit harder to tackle. Just because a parent had their child removed doesn't necessarily mean that they're ready for a sober lifestyle. So kind of partnering with as many people as possible, a lot of mental health providers, and so we make sure our families are kind of wrapped around in services as best as possible as it relates to their substance abuse treatment, as it relates to their kiddos' needs, mental health, and kind of all aspects, making sure that the kiddo can return to a safe and happy household.
So I don't know if it's actually started.
There's been a few issues with that. So they have to redo the entire intake. The OCS worker has signed the paperwork and she may or may not do the intake with her, but we're also looking at other providers as well. Since it is so far away, it would be pretty difficult.
So a case daycare requires a case manager to be present with the child as well when we do the intake?
Yes, this is the first time I've had this issue.
Okay. Is there anyone else that could do it? Does it have to be the case manager? Again, we try to use our family support
It has to be the
Okay.
case manager or a case manager, someone that's familiar with the kiddo, someone that is the legal guardian, so it has to be someone with the department.
Okay. So either you and we have out-of-county case manager
Yes,
as well?
that we are officially closed on because they're within the zip code that we're going to be starting to do our home visits. It's a wonderful program. Drug court, ECC, together, just the community. It's really, they say it takes a village to raise a kid, and it really takes this village to really bring up these parents and help them grow and hold them accountable and help them stay sober. And honestly, getting to send kids home to their parents, the parents that have really worked hard, so hard for reunification, and they get there and just to see how healthy that family is after knowing everything that they've been through, whether it's been years of substance abuse, mental health, domestic violence, whatever it is, and that they've broken that cycle and get to hopefully pass that new cycle on to their own kids. And it just restores hope for just humanity and really for these families.
The little things that get me up in the morning is my belief that everyone can change. It is so easy for mom and dad, for juveniles to come into court, people to come into court, and everyone to look down on them. Because guess what? There is a reason why you came to court. But the positive side is that not only do you wish people well, that you encourage them to do well, that you give them the tools to do well. And when you see them doing well, it's just a wonderful thing for me. We all have a purpose in life, and I do believe that my God-given purpose is to help families come back together and help children do something different, to break the generational cycles of dependency, juvenile delinquency, which leads to criminality and all of the above. Normally at the hearings, I ask the parents to report as to how treatment is going, what it is that they're learning, how their parenting time is going, and whether or not the kids are meeting the milestones, and then we sort of have those personal conversations. I am their biggest advocate, but I am also the one that will not hesitate to say, hey, this is what I see, this is what I think, but I'm here for you.
Going into this was scary, and knowing that I am a recovery addict from opiates myself. So Judge Moore is fantastic. She always had this care inside of her heart for our family, like the way that she would look at us and encourage us, was just so impactful.
Yeah, Judge Moore, she would be, sometimes when you had all these resources, because of your past experiences and, what your life has brought you to, you get scared. You feel like these people may not be there to support you, but you would come into the courtroom and then Judge Moore would let you know, like, in reality, no matter what everybody else is saying or what's going on, she would look at you and let you know, like, she has your back and she's gonna make it work.
The most I got out of was the family counseling. Like, we got to hear how the children felt. It taught me how to be a better parent by listening. So I try to, think with, what if I was in their shoes? How would I feel, And that's what the program have taught me, just to be open-minded, open your heart, not just your mind,
Judge Moore, she was my attorney like 15 years ago before she became a judge. I completed the obstacle back then, and I did the same thing now. I just didn't want to let Judge Moore down, the great person that she is, and she helped bring, my kids, my family back together.
I don't think that people realize just having the extra time and the extra ability to one, be hands-on, because they want to be heard. They want to know that you care. They want to be seen as people and as adults, because a lot of times they're talked down on because they're now in the system. And so without that extra funding, without giving us the ability to get the players to come together at the table, to get the free drug treatment, to get the bus passes that the case managers can give, and to get those extra services like the tutoring, like the family counseling, like the wraparound services that are in home, we would not have a family dependency court.
Before I came here, I understand there was a drug court in Pinellas County, and then it stopped. So if this drug court was not funded by the grants that it has, all of the parents I represent would be back in the regular dependency track. And so the parents in drug court get a lot more support. They get a lot more attention. Because of the grant money, everything that the parents have to do on what we call their case plan, it doesn't cost the parents anything. Whereas a number of things in the regular dependency court, the parents will have to pay at least a part of the charge.
I think it has always been one of the hardest things and most heartbreaking things to watch really good initiatives with promising results simply go away because we can no longer sustain it. And so this is an effort within the court system in collaboration with community that is worthy of investment, because what we know is our families who are navigating get better care, they get wraparound services, and they're connected to communities in ways that don't exist within our traditional child welfare system. And while that might seem unfortunate and every family is worthy, families who are navigating the disease of addiction need even more.